Frank has been absolutely magnificent throughout his life in terms of defending the past.
I grind my paint, I follow the old master's rules. I don't use the modern techniques at all. Today, most of it's intellectual. You paint the picture, then you write pages explaining it. See, a great Rembrandt doesn't need explanation.
This has come to be seen as a kind of heresy in terms of modern art politics.
I still feel that you have to believe in something. I always wanted to paint since I was born, but I was propelled towards a Christian civilization. And I've always believed that this is my motivation to paint.
He defends the past as it were, a living practitioner, and I'm sure doesn't draw any distinction between how he works and how other people worked.
I grew up in Cleveland with a very classical feeling around me, playing beautiful Beethoven and Chopin and beautiful music. And my father was a wonderful penman, and my mother painted as well. And then we came to New York on very little, and New York was the greatest place in the world. The first thing, my mother put me in the choir up on 150th Street and Broadway, the old Trinity Church, beautiful church. I was hypnotized at the age of 12. Velasquez had an incredible effect on me, and Goya. Every Saturday was an excursion day to visit the great masters. I lived in the Hispanic Museum. It was a great influence, and until I went to LaGuardia at the Music and Art High School. So I took this painting in that I'd worked for a month on, my father sitting in a chair, and every vein was in it, you know, Wyeth wrinkle, and that's plagiarism, he says. So if you put your father on next to the window and you paint him with a light on his nose, that right away that's plagiarism, it's been done before. So I said, well, my father said that Shakespeare was a plagiarist. My father's a Shakespearean. And Shakespeare, all geniuses are plagiarists. It's what they do with it. And then they were trying to wash that out of me by saying, you must broaden and see the big vision. Well, my vision didn't like it. So then they're trying to tell you, no, you've got to see it our way. And O'Reilly, my teacher up there, she was a wonderful woman. She got angry one day. She said, Frank, you're going to screw up your scholarship to the university we have planned for you. She said, you have to be in your own time. And of course, and you have to get with it. And she said, and then I spoke up and I said, well, what's wrong with wanting to follow, instead of Cézanne, why can't I follow Veronese, you know? So, she said, don't be ridiculous. This is a quote, and I'll never forget it. It was very impressionable. I was then 16. She said, what makes you think you can ever paint like that again? Now that to me was such a negative that I knew that was the defeatist attitude. In other words, something existed there that we can't do now.